Hello students, today we will start with the differences between the mitosis and meiosis. But first of all, we will also see some similarities between the mitosis and meiosis processes. Okay, so the first and foremost similarity between the mitosis and meiosis is cell division. Okay, they divide or they distribute their genetic material and cytoplasm to the daughter cells. Okay, students. So, second one is they produce new cells. Okay, this mitosis also produce new cells and meiosis also produces new cells. Okay, so third point, they both the mitosis process and meiosis process, it begins with the single parent cell. Okay, students. So it begins with the single parent cell and then they produce 2 cells in mitosis and 4 cells in meiosis. Okay, students. So in prophase, the prophase they both undergo prophase. Okay, and here when the DNA is synthesized. Okay, here the DNA is synthesized, they both go in the prophase. Okay, for cell replication they undergo all the phases. Okay, the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, all the phases they undergo mitosis also and meiosis also, but in meiosis they undergo twice. Okay, they end up with the cytokinesis. They undergo with which process? The last one, that is cytokinesis. In this process, the cell is, if this is a cell, it splits into 2 cells and here in middle it becomes a notch like this and it splits the cell into 2 cells. The cytoplasm of the cell splits into the 2 cells. Okay, so this process happens both in mitosis also and meiosis also. Okay, students, so these were the similarities between the mitosis and meiosis process. Now we will discuss differences between the mitosis process and meiosis process. The first one is it occurs in all the living organism except virus. Okay, students, in virus these mitosis process doesn't occur, and in meiosis it occurs in plants, animals as well as the fungi. Okay, fungi or fungi. Mitosis second is it produced in all the body cells except the germ cells. Okay, and here it only produces the germ cells, that is eggs and sperm cells. Okay, the sex cells. Third is it is somatic cells and they are the germ cells. Means what? They are somatic, means they are non-reproductive, and these are productive, means they reproduce. Okay, non-reproductive and they are reproductive. Fourth one is the cell can be haploid or diploid, depends upon the cell, but here the cell is only diploid. Okay, fifth point is the result obtained in the mitosis division is 2 cells, that is diploid, but here in meiosis what happens? The result obtained in meiosis is haploid cells, that is 4 cells. Okay, they are haploid cells. Sixth point is it is very simple process, and this meiosis process is quite complex process. Here it is less time consuming and here it is more time consuming process. Here 8th point is identical cells are there. Okay, the daughter cells which are the resultant cells which are obtained after the process of mitosis, they are identical cells. Okay, and here in meiosis the resultant daughter cells, the haploid cells which are occurred, the new cells, they are not identical, non-identical cells. Okay, students. Ninth point is they have genetic similarity and they have genetic dissimilarity. Means what, students? Here the genetic material, that is DNA and cytoplasm, which is passed to the next new cell, they are the copies of the new cell. Okay, but here what happens? The eggs and the sperms, the mother's egg and the father's sperm cells, they are some of the mother's cells or some of the father's sperm cells. So they are not genetically similar. They are different. The genetic information which is carried. Okay. These are some are from the mother's egg cell and some are from the father's sperm cell. So the genetic information is mixed here, and so they are genetically dissimilar. Okay, students. 10th point is number of chromosomes are same. Here what happens? The number of chromosomes. How many chromosomes are there in human? 46 chromosomes. And the resultant is two diploid, two cells. That is, they are similar because their genetic similarity is there. So they obtain similar number of chromosomes here. But what happens in meiosis? This 46 chromosomes will divide into 4. Okay. These two cells and these two cells. Okay. They are reduced to half. Means 23 here, 23 here. These two are this one cell. Okay. And this is double. Means what? 23 and 23. Okay. It is 46. Here also 23 and 23. So this type of reduction, that is half the number of cells are produced in this case in meiosis, and in mitosis it is produced 46 and 46. Okay, students. Afterwards, here this process helps in replacing the damaged and older cells to new cells, and here the cells are they do not replace, they have the new born or new offspring or new organism is produced by this eggs and sperm cells or sex cells. Okay. Here meristem cell and epicells are present towards the edge of the cell, and here the eggs and sperm cells are produced in the human. Okay. Here there are the division is done by the 4 stages, and here the division is done by the 8 stages. Means the stages are doubled here. Okay, the stages are twice. Means here the stages is only one time, and here that stages are twice. Okay, here the cytokinesis, in this process what happens? The cytoplasm is divided into 2 cells. Okay, it splits into 2 cells. But here the cytoplasm in cytokinesis process, what it does, it splits into 4 haploid cells. Okay, so these are the 15 we can say differences between the mitosis and meiosis, and we will see 16th one now. The phases. Prophase, what happens in prophase, what happens in metaphase, what happens in anaphase, that we will see now. In prophase, what happens? The cells which are produced are much longer, and here there are much longer now, here much shorter, and here there are, it is 16th number, much shorter, longer, sorry. Here it is shorter and here it is much longer in prophase. Okay, this phase is much shorter and this phase is much longer phase. Okay, also in prophase what happens? Here no crossing or recombination of the cells are done here, but here what happens? Recombination and crossing is done here. Okay, now metaphase. In metaphase, what happens in metaphase? The individual chromosome or one chromosome, individual is lined up to equator. Okay, here what happens? The individual chromosomes are lined up in the, see here, they are lined here, lined up like this in this equator, and here what happens in metaphase? The pair of chromosomes, pairs of chromosomes are lined up in the equator. Okay, also in metaphase what happens? The centromere is single and here centromere is double. Okay, in anaphase what happens? Here in anaphase, generally what happens in anaphase? You know that. Okay, they are to the opposite poles. Okay, the chromosomes are towards the opposite poles and they are single stranded. And here in anaphase 1, what happens in anaphase 1? Here they are double stranded, and in anaphase 2 they are single stranded. Okay, also one difference is there, that the sister chromosomes are in anaphase. In anaphase what happens? Sister chromosomes are separated. Okay, they are separated at the opposite poles. The sister chromosomes are, you know what I told just now. The sister chromatids are what they do? Sister chromatids. Okay, they are separated at the opposite poles. But here in anaphase 1, in anaphase 1, sister chromatids are same and they are moved towards the pole. And in second phase, anaphase 2, they are separated towards pole. Okay, to opposite side of poles. In first phase what happens? They are moved towards the poles, but in second stage they are separated. Okay, so this is the difference between the anaphase of mitosis and anaphase of 1 and 2 of the meiosis. So these are the differences between the mitosis and meiosis. Students, you like this video? If you like, then please comment me and thank you for watching.